Welcome to Classical 95.9 WCRI's Conducting Conversations with your host, Mike Mano. 1 hour of music and conversation with notable people in the arts, bringing you the stories of how music has impacted their lives. The show will give a behind-the-scenes look at the guest's background, interests, or special project.
Conducting Conversations is brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments. From sheet music and brand name instruments to rentals, repairs, lessons, and more. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.
And now here's your host, Mike Mano.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conducting Conversations. Tonight it's a pleasure to welcome two guests into our studio that represent the Rhode Island Chamber Music Concerts. In our studio is a longtime favorite, the good-looking and talented Craig Maynard is back. Welcome back, Craig.
Stop exaggerating, Mike.
Well, it's been a while since you've been here, and it's I just want to remind the people because they can't see you what's going on. But along with Craig, we have Heidi Smith. Heidi has been with the organization for quite a few years. Welcome back, Heidi. You were here once before.
I was here once before with our former president.
And now you're back again with, unfortunately, Craig.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we're here to talk about a concert that's going to take place this Thursday, so just 4 days from now, at the McVinney Auditorium in beautiful downtown Providence. And if you haven't been there, it's a great place to watch a concert, stadium seating kind of thing, and it's great acoustically, so it's a good spot. And Craig, let's catch up a little bit. You are a board member of this organization?
That's correct.
For about how long?
Just this year. So I joined the board in September.
Okay, so you're a new guy.
Yes.
Unlike Heidi,
He is young blood.
How long have you been on the board, Heidi? Quite a while.
Yeah, probably 20 years. But I have been a subscriber for over 40.
Wow.
And I want to add something about our venue, the parking, which is always important in Providence.
Free.
It's free and plenty.
Right. Yeah, we always have a lot of people that complain when they go to some of the places downtown how much it costs. That's not the case at McVinney Auditorium. You can park for free, and the creature comforts are very nice. Just walk in, a small little cozy lobby, and then great seating, great lines of sight. Now let's talk about your background a little bit. Craig, you're being new in this organization, but you have your own organization and your own music that you've been on the air for before many times, right?
Yes. It's an arts organization called Core Memory Music. It's in southern Rhode Island, and you have interviewed me, I think, 4 or 5 times in the past.
Yeah. And that's still going strong?
Yes, it is.
All right. Good for you.
Thank you.
And that's something that people, I'm sure, if you haven't heard of it, check it out. What's the website for that, Craig?
CoreMemoryMusic.com. Core is spelled Core. It's all one word.
And that's Craig's thing, not necessarily what we're talking about here today with Rhode Island Chamber of Music. Different organization. Website for that organization?
Is RICMC, that stands for Rhode Island Chamber Music Concerts.
All right.
RICMC.org.
Excellent. All right. And you can get information about upcoming concerts other than the one that's going to take place on Thursday. But let's talk about the Thursday concert in particular and tell us who is going to be on the concert. Who wants to take that?
I'll take it. This is a trio from South America, I believe.
They're Venezuelan, yes.
Venezuela.
I think
that would
they
still
live
be
in
in South America. Yeah.
Called the Reveron Trio. And it's a piano trio, so that's piano, violin, cello.
Oh, it's not 3 pianos.
No.
All right. And they are the special guests for this concert?
Yes. We do, just to give you some background, we do 4 or 5 concerts each year, and they all take place at McVinney Auditorium in Providence. This organization is different than the one I host down here in southern Rhode Island. My series presents mostly emerging artists, which are younger musicians who are just getting out of school and starting to launch their careers. Whereas Rhode Island Chamber Music Concerts, RICMC, presents established artists, some of the finest ensembles really in the world. And they bring them here for our local audience. It's a wonderful service they provide.
All right. Well, why don't we get to some music? It's going to be representative of what people might hear this week. Tell us about this first piece.
Well, this group specializes in performing music from composers who have some connection to South America, and much of the music is contemporary music by living composers.
And much of it is also commissioned, especially for the trio.
Okay, and so we'll hear a little.
So we're going to hear a few some folk songs written by Gabriella Lena Frank, who was actually an American composer, still living and quite distinguished, and. So that's what we're going to hear. 3 of the 4 songs that the trio will perform on Thursday.
All right. We'll listen to those. We'll put them one right after the other, and then we'll take a short break after that and be back with more. Rhode Island Chamber Music Concerts is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, very pleased to be sitting with Heidi Smith and Craig Maynard, who are members of the board of directors of the organization, both working on the publicity end of it and doing a good job because they're here, letting people know about it. Heidi, let's back up a little bit and give us a little background on the organization.
All right, I'll be short. It started informally in the 1930s in the house of John Nicholas Brown and his wife on Benefit Street in Providence. These were private events, but people wanted to be invited to them, and so they got larger and larger, and finally we became an organization around chamber music concerts, and the venue changed. We had several locations. RISD, we were at Brown, at Rick, and now we're at McVinney. We have records dating back to 1955 of all the concerts we have given, and we have had magnificent groups, internationally famous groups that play in Carnegie Hall or the Kennedy Center, Wigmore Hall in Berlin and Vienna. Some of the legends that we hosted are the Juilliard Quartet, the Smetana, the Budapest, the Guarneri, the Tokyo Quartets, and recently we've invited for the second time the Jerusalem Quartet from Israel. So we have a lot of international groups, and we also strive to bring new music into every concert that we hold.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's some of that you're going to hear on this Thursday, because the concert is going to be Thursday, March 6th. That's just 4 days from now, 7:30 p.m. at McVinney Auditorium. And if you'd like to get information, go to the website, which is ricmc.org, and ticket information is there, and so forth and so on. And Craig, we're going to get on with our music, and you have a piece now that we want to hear from Mendelssohn, I believe. Is that the one?
That's correct, but it's not Felix Mendelssohn, it's his sister, Fanny Mendelssohn.
Aha.
And this is a movement, actually it's the final movement from her piano trio in D minor, Opus 11.
Beautiful music provided by the Rhode Island Chamber Music Concerts. And that's a concert that's going to be this Thursday. Craig, we have another piece of music. Tell us about this one.
Yes, so the Mendelssohn and the Franck works that you just heard will be on the concert this Thursday, March 6th. The next piece is from the April 10th concert, the Minetti Quartet. We'll talk about that later in more detail, but this is one of the works from their program. This is Haydn's from his string quartet in D minor, Opus 76, number 2. It's the finale.
All right, we'll give that a listen, take a short break, and then we'll talk about that April concert coming up. Island Chamber Music Concerts, the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, pleased to be sitting with Heidi Smith and Craig Maynard, who are both board members of the group, and they're here to promote a concert that is going to happen this week, Thursday night at McVinney Auditorium in Providence, 7:30, and their website is very simple to remember, ricmc.org, and you can get all the information and get tickets and so forth right there. In the last segment, we left with a piece of music that's going to be featured on the next concert in April 10th to be specific. And who wants to tell us about the Minetti? Is it Minetti?
It is Minetti, and it is a young group from Vienna, Austria. They are the recipient of numerous international string quartet competitions, and we are really thrilled to host them. They have a wonderful program with works by Haydn, Shostakovich, and Brahms.
Excellent. All right. And that have they been with you before? Or is this
No, that's the first time we host them.
Sometimes you bring groups back. You've done that on a frequent number of times, right?
We sometimes do when somebody is really exceptional, but not all exceptional groups are asked back because we also want new groups.
Yes, right. And sometimes maybe we'll find out that this is one of the ones you're going to have back many times. Who knows? We'll find out after it happens. Craig, we have some music that represents them that you started with in the last segment, right? Do we have more of that?
Yeah, the next work on their program on April 10th is the Shostakovich String Quartet No. 7, Opus 108. This is the first movement. This was composed in 1959.
So it's relatively new.
It is.
All right. Well, as we're drawing close to the end of this show, we want to mention that we have a concert coming up next April, on the April 10th, and then next season is already planned, right? Is that correct?
Absolutely. We're even working on the season after that.
Wow.
So
okay.
everything is in order.
So concerts are normally on Thursday nights at McVinney Auditorium, like this one. It's going to be this Thursday. And people can get all the information right on the website, correct?
RICMC.org. It has
Now,
everything you need.
Everything you need. And ticket prices are there. And tickets are normally $40 for adults and $15 for students. But
this time, in order to make it possible for many people to hear Latin American music, we have a large Latino community in Rhode Island, we are charging $15 for a student and an adult.
All right, I want to make sure people understood that correctly. So if you're an adult that would normally pay $40 and you have a student with you that would normally pay $15, you can both get in for $15. Wow, that's quite a deal.
That's a great deal.
Craig, are you
subsidizing
the rest?
I think I'm going to bring a child with me, actually.
Okay, there you go. So, yeah, that's a great way to get in. So bring someone, great way to introduce them to music, great way to introduce them to the theater and get them accustomed to what's going on there. I want to thank you both for coming in tonight and bringing the information about the concerts and the Rhode Island Chamber Music Concerts Series, if you will, and the organization. And we have one piece of music left. It's a little bit lengthy, and we'll let you introduce that, Craig.
Yes, this is on the April 10th program. Minetti Quartet is going to perform the String Quartet number 1 in C minor, Opus 51 by Johannes Brahms.
Excellent. Heidi, thanks for coming in. It was great to see you again.
It was a pleasure.
And Craig, we'll see you soon, I hope.
I hope so.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll listen to this. We'll try to get in as much as possible. And the rest of you, we'll see you next time on Conducting Conversations.
Conducting Conversations was brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments, using music and the arts to keep your child educated, entertained, and having fun. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.